Hey, this is Jamie with Stonemeyer Games, and today is a little special because I am talking about my favorite game mechanism and an expansion for Terra Mystica, one of my favorite games ever. The expansion hasn't been released yet. I have an advanced copy. I was very lucky because I have a good relationship with Forland. They do the German versions of our games, and they allowed me to have an advanced copy of this expansion. I got to play it this past Monday, and no, past Tuesday, and just had a blast with it. And I wanted to share my favorite mechanism with you. So it kind of looks like this. This looks largely like Terra Mystica. You can see a lot of things that look just like Terra Mystica because it does. There's a new board that comes with the expansion, along with more stuff. There's more favor tiles, more round passing tiles, things like that, which is great. More bonus tiles that go, like the bonus scoring tiles each round. But there's also a new board that goes over here next to your player mat, where you add, I think this is called the Shipyard. You add that, and you have some new abilities. And most importantly, you have these ships. And I don't know if you can really see it in this photo. No, you can't really see it. But you have these ship tokens that go on the water on the board, based on a port that you put out at the beginning of play. And if you build the shipyard can also produce ships on the board. Am I pointing at the right thing? Yeah. And these ships are really, really cool. First, thematically, I think they're really cool, or just kind of aesthetically, because in Terra Mystica, you are expanding and upgrading your buildings during play. So you're expanding out from each of your starting points and you're upgrading those buildings, but you're never really moving around on the board. It's kind of static. You build and go up and out, but once you do that, once you place the buildings, they're never shifting around. Maybe there's a faction that's an exception to that. I'm not thinking of one offhand, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's pretty static. I think it's designed to be static, which is fine. It's great. I still love the game. But it was really neat to see the board come to life with these ships that you place on here because the ships move around as you wish. There's a free ability that you can take each round. It's this little action right here where you can move any number of your ships. And the ships, of course, correspond with your shipping ability, which now has another meaning in the game because they determine the range of your ships and how far those ships move. So it's really neat to see the board come to life. It feels like this Terra Mystica landscape is now living and breathing because you have these ships moving around. Just that little touch makes a big difference. Now, mechanically, the ships do some really cool things. There are a few different options of what they can do. The first is that if you have a ship next to a territory, you have adjacency to that territory for the purpose of building there. So you might be landlocked somewhere. You can just send a ship out to another place and terraform and build there based on where that ship is. You can also, when you do that, if you don't want to pay the cost to put the little building there after you terraform, you can actually discard the ship. You can get rid of the ship, and the ship will just do that. The ship will just like become the house on that territory, which is really cool. And the last thing you can do, I might be forgetting one, but I think this is it. There is a little reminder tile here as to what you can do. No, yeah, I think this is the last one. The last thing you can do is when you move the ship, you can actually move it onto an opponent's building and trade with it. You're not actually engaging with that other player, although you are a little bit. They get power from it. They get the magic in the game from these bulls. They get a little bit of power from doing that based on the strength of the building. But in addition to that, you get a bonus based on the type of building that you just traded with. And so the bonuses, they're listed out on the little key cards. I don't know if they're online yet, but depending on how good the building is, the better the bonuses that you get, the better the benefit you get from trading with that building. And what you do is you kind of see these little cardboard tokens piled up under this building. That means like the green ship has already visited there and they've put their player trading token under it. They can't trade with that building again. So you can't just be near a really big building and trade constantly with it. Early in our game, we kind of undervalued what this trading meant, but it ended up being really, really cool because all the trading benefits are really good. The thing is, once you trade, your ship comes off the board, which we thought didn't feel right at the beginning because we kind of had to spend a lot to get these ships out there. But then we realized that it actually wasn't that hard to get the ships on the board, and trading was so powerful that it was a great way to get more stuff at the right time. And it gave us a reason to look around, engage with other players, and it really increased the number of power that was being dispersed throughout the game because you weren't just giving power to other players building next to them, you're also doing it by directly trading with them and getting these nice bonuses. So really, these ships, the use of these ships that they thought of, really, really cool. The longer we played the game, the more intuitive it became as to what we could use the ships for. I love the flexibility for using the ships to expand out from an area where you were a little bit landlocked and couldn't move out as easily as you thought you could. I love the trading as a backup to get, not even really as a backup, as a main way to get certain things that you just need at certain times. And as the buildings grew over the course of the game, those trading benefits became better and better. So it was kind of a choice. Do I trade early in the game and get these smaller benefits, or do I wait until someone upgrades to a really big building and then trade there? That was really cool as well. It really brought the board to life, and it added these extra perks and bonuses to the game that really felt good, really felt rewarding throughout the game. So yeah, those are the ships in the new Terra Mystica expansion, Merchants of the Seas. I thought it was really, really cool, and I can't wait to play again. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think I'm one of the lucky few who have played this expansion in the final version at this point, the final form at this point. But maybe in the future you can revisit this video and let me know your favorite mechanism, or if this ship mechanism in a largely static game brings to mind any other mechanisms in other games that you really love. I'd love to hear your thoughts about them in the comments as well. Thanks.